world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Dripping in gold? That's cool. Dripping in Velveeta's supremely creamy golden cheesiness? That's respect. Elevate your drip with Velveeta's range of outrageously delicious dips and dishes. Shells, cheese, melty blocks, and heat and eat queso that go all in on indulgence. Flex on your fam with a creamy, cheesy masterpiece and go all in on what you love with Velveeta. Respect the drip and satisfy your cravings. Bring home the drip with Velveeta.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to another Find the Edge production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? Right, so welcome everybody to Overseas, the Crease from the Premier League Cricket Club, where once again we're catching up with one of those players who's down south in Australia for the winter, away from all this dodgy weather we've got in England once again. So joining us today in Melbourne, although he's one of the very few who wasn't at the MCG on Boxing Day, playing for Casey South Melbourne, is Finn Gordon. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. And it's great to see you. We've been trying to catch up for a while now. And let's go back to why we wanted to catch up from early doors. A double 100 in your first season in Australia and quite early. How was that?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still like a bit surprised with it all now. Like I was gobsmacked when it first happened, but it didn't really settle in straight away. It's kind of like I got it. And then I just like messaged my parents, and obviously because the time zones are so big, it was like I didn't really get a message back to them for like a couple of hours. I was like, oh, like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but like nothing special. And then I was like, got messages after messages, and I was like, oh, wow, like that's actually pretty cool. And then obviously CricX helped me out by getting it all out there. So it was pretty amazing, to be honest.
There ain't many people go down there and score a double 100, especially in their first literally few weeks out there. Tell us about that innings. Did it just all click? Is it just one of those days where you just like everything went for you?
Yeah, I think so. I would like to say it was chanceless, but it wasn't. I was lucky enough to get dropped on about 30, and because I've been basically working on my white ball game a lot, and especially my T20 game, I've been naturally a lot more aggressive in my red ball. And then it was like I got dropped on about 30, and then I was kind of like, don't really fancy getting out and having to wait at least like 2 weeks before I can bat again with how the system works. So it was just like, just try and bat as long as I can. And thankfully I batted the whole day and it came off pretty nicely.
So once you got dropped, did you almost retreat a little bit into red ball mode?
Yeah, 100%, which I hadn't done in a while. But it was, it felt pretty good. So everything was nice.
Yeah, and there's not that big a difference these days between red ball and white ball mode anyway, is there?
No, there's not.
Not in the slightest. Hey, for those who don't know, Finn has been one of the most consistent performers over the last 2 or 3 years, coming through the Hampshire Academy, 1,600 runs each year, very, very consistent, working with the Hampshire Academy, been playing with the Challengers organisation as well. But he's also just now, and we put it out on socials yesterday, he's moved off to Guildford in the Surrey Championship. How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's super exciting. I can't wait to get started already.
Why Guildford? Got to ask the question.
I was always looking to move club because I played in the Southern Prem for a couple of years and I just wanted a bit of a change. And it was more like how things would work out. So my brother played in the Surrey Prem for a couple of years and said he'd really enjoyed it. got to meet some great players and everything. And I remember when I was a bit younger, I went to watch a couple of his games. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like the overseas they have, there's a lot more money in the league, so they can get the bigger and better overseas over. So it kind of just attracted me. And then obviously my brother just helped out trying to find a club, and seemed like Guildford may be the right one.
Absolutely. Great club, just been promoted back into the Surrey Championship alongside Normandy. Two really good clubs on socials, which is really important, we believe, for these days. But it's a tough old championship. I mean, on the last day of last season, there were 6 clubs could have won that championship in Surrey. That's how competitive it is.
Yeah, it seems pretty full on, to be honest. So I'm really looking forward to getting started.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting, of course, for us, looking outside in, there's a number of players that we know quite well who've moved into that area as well. Sebastian Allison has gone to play for Isha. You'll have faced him once or twice, I'm sure, over the years. If you haven't, I'll be surprised. And some NCCA players who are just sort of slipping that way towards Surrey, isn't there?
Yeah, I think Dylan Church has moved there. He's gone to Ashstead, so I'll be looking forward to playing him this year. But yeah.
All good, definitely. Hey, let's have a quick warm-up. Some really quick questions for you to get you going. What was the first thing that hit you when you landed back in the day as it was in Australia?
To be honest, I was just absolutely knackered when I landed in Australia. I was just thinking, oh my God, I can't wait to get into bed and go to sleep. I was a little bit nervous, like first time traveling away from my parents on my own for like a extended period of time. But it was pretty easy. The coach came and picked me up from the airport, really nice person, and then got to meet my housemates and just got on like a house on fire. So it worked pretty well.
Go on, who have you been dumped with? Have you got some other English boys you're with?
No, I'm not. So I'm with 2 boys that originally are from Sydney, but both came over to play for Casey. One no longer plays for Casey, but they're 2 25-year-olds and great blokes.
That's nice, isn't it? Definitely. So what about food then? What's the best thing you've eaten so far?
I'm going to have to say a chicken parma, to be honest. And I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've had, but it literally seems like it's what everyone has over in Australia. So I think it has to be the right answer.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put all of these recordings together with everyone just saying chicken parma, chicken parma, chicken parma by the end of this, definitely. So what's the one thing you didn't pack that you wish you had?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I would say like my Xbox, but I did end up packing that and I haven't used it once.
Wow.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I think I overpacked. I had to pay quite a bit in extra luggage. So I don't think there was anything that I didn't bring, to be honest.
Well, you're the first one to say that, so that's impressive without a shadow to it. To pay for extra, you've got the whole works, haven't you?
Yeah.
Not use the Xbox, you've been too busy.
To be honest, like with how full on it's been, having to do some like extra training here and there, and then obviously with the club training and going out and seeing the city and seeing Melbourne, hasn't really been on my mind much. And it's like When I get back, I'm just absolutely shattered. So it's like I don't really have the time for it.
Absolutely. Hey, big question that everyone asks. Melbourne's an interesting city. 5 seasons in one day, never mind 4. But how's the tan holding up? Have you managed to sort of keep on top of it? How many times have you been burned?
I got burnt. It was the second week I came back from Christmas because I stayed in England for Christmas, and it was just like the hottest day I've ever had. And I was wearing a long sleeve and we were bowling the whole day. And I didn't put sun cream on my arms because I thought, I'll be all right. And then rolled my sleeves halfway up, and whilst I was bowling, and I was bowling for the majority of the day and fielding, I then noticed when I got home, I've got like the worst tan line ever on like half of my arms. So it's literally like halfway up my forearm is the darkest thing ever. And then it goes really white. So it just looks horrendous. So I'm having to wear like 3/4 length shirts to hide it.
Or you've got to go down the Aussie route and start wearing a singlet and actually get the full work. Hey, talking of singlets, let's talk Casey South Melbourne. Who's got the worst gear in the dressing room?
The worst gear? Probably going to have to throw my housemate in there. He's probably got the worst gear, I'd say. So yeah, Jackson Isaka, he's got the worst gear for sure.
There's always got to be one, to say the least. Every club has them then. Let's talk about that cricket then. What have you found, playing in the Hampshire Academy, played on good decks most of the time, to say the least, playing for Dorset, some fabulous decks, challenges, you had some differential decks last year. But what have you found the biggest challenges and the biggest difference to the cricket over the winter compared to back home?
I would say, like, in comparison to back home, the major thing I'd say is bowlers are quite a lot quicker out here and tend to try and hit you on the head a lot more and give you a few words here and there. So I'd say that's the biggest difference. But to be honest, like, I've just absolutely loved coming out to play in this league and everything. And it's just like I've kind of just embraced it all and haven't really looked and compared it too much, to be honest.
And in terms of decks, have they been as flat as you've heard before you got out there? Melbourne's that funny one, isn't it?
I reckon it's a bit of a myth. I think I've played on flatter decks in England than I've played on out here. And I've definitely played on some interesting and spicy wickets, I have to say. So I wouldn't go out there and say Melbourne has the flattest decks, no.
Is that because, though, you spent most of your life playing on the Hampshire Academy pitch, which is just pretty decent?
I would have to say that. It's like it's an unfair comparison, really.
It is, yeah.
For club cricket, it's pretty good, yeah.
It is, most definitely. What surprised you most about the standard out there?
For it being classified as club cricket, like the amount of coaches we've got, the amount of work and time they put in through the week, the training. Like in England, if you had like normal club training, you'd get like 10, 11 people there. Like over here, you get every single player from every single grade. So you've got like 40 people rocking up. You've got like 7 coaches at club training. It's pretty ridiculous, to be honest.
But nice, because it feels almost like the academy to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's nice and familiar with what I've had in the past, which was nice, because that was the one thing I was not necessarily looking forward to, was having less coaches or not as much time to train, but that hasn't been the case at all.
No, that's great. Come on, talk about players that you've seen out there. You know, we all like to get a name from someone. Is there someone who's caught your eye in particular, whether they be for Casey South Melbourne or in and around, that you've gone, that's one to keep an eye out for the future?
Yeah, there's definitely been a couple that I've played against, but the major one I'd say is my opening partner, Ash Chandra Singh. Obviously, he's a pro now and everything, but like, when that game where I got my double 100, I was just watching it at the other end, and I was just like gobsmacked. I was like, what am I watching? Like, it's the best technique I've seen. He makes it look so easy. So I'd definitely say Ash Chandra Singh.
Most definitely. That sounds great. But what about challenges then? Has it been the conditions? Has it been your workload with all the training, the heat, or just the gobbing off and the sledging from the boys in Australia?
Yeah, I would have thought I'd get a lot more chat than I have done, but when I've received it, I probably couldn't repeat what's been said. But yeah, the heat's not too bad, because I went over to Canada for a little bit, for a month, to try and do some Canada stuff, and that heat was like heat I've never had before. It was like 45 degrees, burning up, like hotter than over here. So I'm kind of used to it, I would say. But there's still a days where I'm like, I can't even get up. Like, it's way too hot.
And what about bringing stuff back to the UK? What from your cricket have you learned that you're going to bring back to that season at Guildford?
Definitely, I've came out here and I had a couple of goals that I wanted to work on with my batting, and it was to continue, obviously, my T20 stuff, but just learning a couple more shots and being a bit more 360. So learning sweeps and reverse sweeps properly. And then also my short ball, because I'll just usually before just take it on the up and try and hit it for 6. But now I've been a lot more controlled and a lot more selective of when I want to take it on and if it's the right time and everything. So I think that's what I want to bring back. Well,
it does sound as though you've had plenty of practice with that short ball.
Yeah.
I wonder what the decks in Surrey are going to be like. That'll be look at last year. Gus Atkinson might rock up in a way you've got something to practice against.
Yeah, probably wouldn't fancy that, to be honest.
You'll be fine. No problem at all. Hey, we all know that being down in Australia, the cricket's obviously number one reason that you're there, but it is also, whether we like it or not, the longest holiday you're ever going to have in your life as well, with a bit of cricket in between. So off the field, who have you been spending most of your time with out there?
I've spent a fair bit of time, unfortunately, with Will Tripconey. But I'd probably have to say my housemates, because I
love the way you dropped the word "unfortunately" in there.
Yeah. Him and Joe Eklund would be up there, and then, just to be honest, a lot of my cricket mates that I'm playing with at Casey, so my housemates, Ash, and then a couple others and everything. So I'd say I spent the most time with them, to be honest.
How did you lot from Dorset all end up that close to each other?
Yeah, I think Will followed me. I think Will and Joe both followed me. They had separation anxiety, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Churchy, if you're listening, you know where you got to be next year, mate. You have the whole bunch out there, don't you, sir?
Yeah.
What about your favourite local spots? You must have found places that is like the go-to all the time.
I don't really have any. So I'm like 40 minutes out of the city. So I'm in a little suburb called Berwick. And to be honest, I don't really have a local spot. To be fair, I go to a spot for breakfast, a cafe every morning. That's pretty nice. And I couldn't tell you the name of it because I don't remember it. But I'd say if there was a local, that would be my place.
And that's been the go-to every morning for breakfast?
Pretty much, yeah.
Apart from match days?
Yeah, match days, no, definitely not.
Yeah, up to the club and have it with the boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on then. Everyone wants to know about accents and habits. Have you picked anything up that's going to come back and people are going to take the mickey out of you back in the UK?
Thankfully, I haven't, to be honest. I've stayed true to my English heritage. So no, I haven't picked up any accents. But to be fair, no, not even any lingo. I wouldn't say I've picked up any phrases or anything. I've kind of kept them to myself.
Good. We don't want to hear far out too often and things like that, do we? Not in the slightest. What about the lads back home? Yeah. Is there anyone out back home in particular, Dorset, Hampshire Academy, who you look and go, they'd hate this?
I don't know. I would say probably would say Will Tripconey, to be honest. And that's not even saying that, but he's out here. So I don't have anyone that I could say, to be honest. Yeah. Pretty much all my mates that play cricket have come out here. So I don't really have an answer for that.
Will sounds to me from yesterday's chat as though he's enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, he is.
Go on then. Who in the Dorset squad or the Hampshire Academy squad would you look at and go, you've not been out there, you've got to join us next time?
Everyone's the people that haven't come out are a little bit older, but I'd obviously love for my brother to come out and play what I'm playing. So it'd just be nice for brothers to play together. So yeah, I'd say my brother, Jacob Gordon. Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Definitely. What about keeping up with what's going on back home? Obviously, you've done a lot of work with the Hampshire Academy and you're looking to play a lot more Hampshire 2s hopefully next year, and maybe even you just don't know where it's going to go. Have you been keeping up with what's been going on back home and the gossip, etc.?
I've had chats with Charlie Freeson, who ran the academy, and Joe Maiden, the second 11 coach. But to be honest, they've kind of been kept to myself a little bit. Haven't had too many chats, had the important chats, obviously. But no, I've kind of just been in the moment over here in Australia and just trying to not think about that over there too much because I don't want to put any added pressure on myself, to be honest.
No, that's fair, definitely. Now, we do like to ask everyone what's the first thing that you'd want to do when you get back home, but you were back home at Christmas for 3 weeks. So what was it when you went home, in that dark depths of bloody winter? You must have been mad. What was the first thing you wanted to do when you got back?
Get in my own bed. I think that was the major thing I wanted to do. I was I'm sleeping. To be fair, my bed's not too bad. My housemates have been nice to me with my bed. But yeah, that's the one thing I would miss the most, I reckon, and can't wait to get back to is my own bed.
Yeah, you need to get the professional cyclists, don't you? Have your own sort of mattress that you carry around the world wherever they go. Although they have concierges that set it up for them before you get home every night, don't they?
Yeah.
What's the one bit of advice you'd give everyone who's not out there right now? What is it? Just a dead simple: get out there, boys.
Yeah, I think it's a must. You never really know what's going to happen out here unless you're out here. You could have so many dilemmas and everything and say, but can be far from home, or I may not enjoy the cricket or might not enjoy my club mates. But I think you just got to try it and find out if you like it or not. Because I was thinking, I wasn't dreading it, but I was a little bit nervous coming over, thinking going into first grade cricket at 18 years old, thinking I'm probably not going to do that well. I put that pressure on myself. I was like, what if my club mates don't like me? I'm all the way across the other side of the world from my family. But I've come over here and it's the best thing I've done for me. So I think you just got to get over.
And I think you just nailed something I was thinking about there, that a lot of people leave this till after university and stuff like that. You've almost taken it as, right, school's done. It's almost a gap year. Get out there and do it straight away. And I know our friends at CricX advertise the gap year as something they try to get people on. Would you say the same? Just take that year, get out there, enjoy it.
Obviously, everyone's different. But for me, I think it's the best thing to do. I think you've got to, as soon as you're done from school, just put that behind you and just go and enjoy yourself for 6 months.
Yeah, and you then start to learn that environment that if you are going to go to uni, for example, the year after, you're actually prepared to live on your own and prepared to do your own thing, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the one bit of advice that or experience that you'd take back to the UK? If there's one thing that you're going to take back, what would it be?
Is that regarding to cricket or just in general?
Either.
I've had quite a few good chats with our coaches. So our head coach is Will Carr, and it's more just keeping that fearless mentality, especially when I'm batting. And you get a couple of low scores and you may not bat for a couple of weeks because of the way like the program works over here. You could go into your shell and not necessarily be you when you're batting, and that's when you're at your best. So just keeping that fearless mentality and just keep going. And you're not going to be able to get 100 every game, but the more you keep trying and the more you keep being fearless, the more likely you are to. So I think that's the most important thing for me.
Definitely. Now, it'd be remiss of me not to ask you this because you've mentioned it a couple of times. That setup that you're going through down there where play one weekend and then the next, for us lot up here, we still find that it's just bloody strange, isn't it, to say the least?
Yeah, I still find it like that as well. Like, even to be fair, even my club mates are like, no one really likes the double Saturdays.
Okay, that's
but I think it's more for the people that work in the week and everything. You don't want to have work all week and then you have to play a Saturday, Sunday Red Bull game in the baking hot. And like people have families and everything and kids. So I think that's the major reason. But there is a couple double headers where you'll play Saturday and Sunday, which are my favorite, to be honest. But I don't like the Saturday stuff.
No, and I think I asked Seb this one. Have you had one of those Saturdays yet where the pitch has been almost completely different or the conditions have been completely different? Because in Melbourne, there's every chance that's going to happen.
Yeah, we've had a couple of them. I remember we played Melbourne in the third round. We rocked up, we batted first, green deck, like overcast, cloudy, like rain in the air. And then the next week we went there and it was the hottest day ever. And the pitch was literally just brown. It was ridiculous. So we've had a couple of them, to be honest.
It's a strange old world, isn't it, to say the least, eh?
Yeah.
Most important question of these chats with absolutely everyone, which is why we leave it till last. Which does the best tease, Aussie clubs or English cricket clubs?
Well, it's going to have to be the English clubs because we don't get teas over here. You have to provide your own.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be English.
Have you tried to convince them to put something on?
Yeah. I think it was since COVID. I think they did it before COVID and then it wasn't made mandatory afterwards. So you didn't have to do it. And I think clubs just don't bother now. But I find it so frustrating. You've got to sort your food out in the morning. I don't like cooking anyway. So you just got to sort it all out yourself.
So a lot of the lads end up with a couple of Tim Tams, don't they, basically?
Yeah, Tim Tams and Subways.
It's about right. So, hey, Finn, absolutely great catching up and talking all things overseas in the Crease down in Australia, mate. I mean, you're having a great time, 500 plus runs already. Your first time down there. There's a bit more of the season to go. You guys are in a good position to get to finals as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we're currently 5th. If we win this, we go to 4th. So, yeah, hopefully we just have a great run in the finals.
Brilliant. I hope you get to those finals when your parents get out there, mate, and look forward to seeing how you get on in the UK at Guildford.
Thank you very much for having me on as well.
Pleasure, mate. Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NCCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
With Car Guru's Discover, you can skip the filters and describe what you're looking for in your own words. Simply type what you want, and Car Guru's Discover instantly surfaces real listings that match your exact needs. It's no wonder Car Guru's is the #1 most visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CARGURUS.com. cargurus.com.